Published 0728 EDT, 1st of September 2017. Updated 0906 EDT, 1st of September 2017. Barcelona legend Xavi has led the criticism of the summer of discontent made even worse by a fruitless transfer window. The former Barca midfielder told Marca they have gone to sleep because 5 or 6 years ago they had the best players in the world for the system that they wanted to play. Now for that system they have 5 or 6 who fit the system, but they need 11 to make it work. Before, you would never see a player and think he would be good at Barca because they were all there already. They have signed players who do not fit the system. Barcelona legend Xavi has led the criticism of the club's fruitless summer transfer window. The major news from Barca's summer has been the loss of Neymar to PSG for £198 million. Barca were convinced they would bring in Philippe Coutinho, but the move never happened. Xavi was also critical of the failure to use the club's youth academy, and said when in doubt use the players coming through. Thiago Alcantara left and had every right to, because he was not getting the chances. The whole transfer window has been a shambles for Barcelona. There was no reason to believe deadline day in the Premier League would be any different, and so it proved. They began the day convinced Liverpool would sign Thomas Lemar from Monaco, making it more likely that Philippe Coutinho would be allowed to leave. Barca felt Thomas Lemar would go to Liverpool, freeing up Coutinho, but were wrong. That remained the thinking, despite Arsenal having done a deal with the French club, pending the player accepting the switch. Confident of Lemar happening and Coutinho coming in, they were happy to send André Gomes out on loan to Tottenham, but Lemar to Liverpool never happened and never was going to happen, with Arsenal the only club prepared to pay Monaco's hugely inflated price. Coutinho was not coming either, so Barca ordered Gomes to stay. As things stand, the summer amounts to losing Neymar, spending nearly £100 million on 20-year-old Ousmane Dembele, buying former Tottenham midfielder Paulinho and Benfica defender Nelson Semedo, and failing to shift harder to run Thomas Vermaelen and Munir El Haddadi. Barca were happy to send André Gomes on loan to Tottenham, but this also fell apart. They've still got money in the pocket and one day to spend it, but they will find almost all the shops are shut. It looks like being a shocking summer. Plus, Lionel Messi still hasn't signed that contract. He'll be free to talk to other clubs on January 1. Barcelona have already started talking up the merits of not having spent all of the Neymar money and of the possibility of making signings in January. But if the season starts badly, then there are no guarantees the board will make it that long. Barca's biggest summer signing, Ousmane Dembele, represents a risk for the Catalans, and the plus side, Paulinho scored for Brazil on Thursday night. If he proves the doubters wrong and Dembele makes a good start, the crisis could be put on hold. Surely only as long as they avoid serious competition in the Champions League. Deadline day in Spain September 1 should be quiet, with any last-ditch attempts at damage limitation from Barcelona taking center stage. They could still find homes for Arda to run and Munir, and they could move to make reinforcements. Buying players from Spanish clubs, who would then have almost no time to replace them, will be difficult, but if they meet buyout clauses, then they will leave the victims with no choice. There was some respite for Barca after new boy Paulinho scored for Brazil on Thursday night. Valencia midfielders Carlos Soler and Dani Parejo, and Villarreal's Manu Trigueros have buyout clauses of €50 million, €80 million and €40 million respectively, but none would come close to filling the void left by the non-signing of Coutinho. Atletico Madrid pair Saul Niguez and Antoine Griezmann would be far more acceptable, but as one would cost €150 million and the other €200 million, neither deal will happen. Elsewhere, Sevilla made a late and unsuccessful attempt to take Lucas Perez on loan from Arsenal, but the player's heart was already set on returning to Deportivo. They could also try to sign a striker as the clock ticks down on the last big European League window closing.